Chicago is bracing for the weekend as more teenagers plan to gather again downtown. There's a gathering being advertised on social media at Millennium Park on Saturday night, and police are preparing. For more on this, we're going to be joined right now by Fox 32 Chicago reporter Elizabeth Matthews, who's live there outside of Millennium Park. Elizabeth, good to see you on this Friday. How are Chicago officials preparing for this yet again?
I'll tell you, you might actually be able to see them behind me currently. It seems like they have gotten word that possibly there is another teen takeover of Millennium Park that might be happening today. I'll tell you, yesterday we were on this story too. We saw a small contingency of police officers, which isn't abnormal, of course, in downtown Chicago, but they did kind of congregate in Millennium Park, then disperse. Today, there's a much more massive crowd of Chicago police officers and some of their units just on the outskirts of Millennium Park. They continue to monitor these online conversations and trying to be proactive after what happened last weekend. Let's take a look at some video that we sent you guys. For a couple of days now, like I said, there has been kind of this larger police presence in Millennium Park, kind of noticeable, which is the chosen meeting place for these so-called teen takeovers. This past weekend, you've seen it by now, video of large groups of teens not only meeting up downtown Chicago, but then becoming violent, assaulting adults, jumping on cars, even firing weapons, which actually injured 2 teens. A downtown alderman, his name's Brian Hopkins, he says his office this week has been fielding calls from nearby businesses and restaurants. Let's listen to what he had to say.
They've asked us if we should close, or stay open, and I think Macy's is actually closing a little bit early, 2 hours early. Some of the restaurants have said that they're going to close early. That's an individual decision every business has to make for themselves. We can't make it for them. Some of them have been told by their insurance company, hey, one more claim and we might drop you, so they have to take all that into consideration. It's just one more reason why we simply can't let this continue to happen.
And now Chicago police are being very proactive when it comes to this, because there have been rumblings that possibly there's something that might happen tonight. The more advertised one is tomorrow night, around 5:30, 6 o'clock here in Millennium Park. And that alderman, Brian Hopkins, he tells me that Chicago police commanders have been meeting most of the week, tabletop exercises at their headquarters, going through scenarios on what the best way is to manage these crowds and make sure that everyone still remains safe. So if you're planning on coming to Chicago, coming downtown Chicago this weekend, even tonight, you might see a larger police presence. Don't let that alarm you. They're just here, just trying to be as proactive as they can. Back to you.
Yeah, I guess, Elizabeth, I have a question. I've been to the Loop and Millennium Park so many times. Obviously, this is a huge weekend. Any weekend down there, you get a lot of people, residents, tourists. Have you talked to people out and about there? Are they staying away this weekend because of this? Do they know this is potentially happening?
I think it's fairly obvious that something might be happening when you're walking around, but probably from our vantage point right now, you can't see what's happening other than the police presence across the street from me and some traffic. But it's a beautiful afternoon, early evening in Chicago. There's a lot of people out. It's a Friday night. What they are seeing across the street is not stopping people from coming downtown, from visiting. And we'll see what happens tomorrow night. There's been so much communication about this. The teens know that, police know that, they know that there's another organization tomorrow, the 500 Men March. It's supposed to be along the sidewalks of Michigan Avenue to show these teens that adults do care about them and to provide a message, trying to send a message to these youth that there are other options out here. It's not against the law to meet, right? To meet in Millennium Park. But once that gathering becomes violent, once there's property damage or people are getting assaulted, that is when we cross the line. So this 500 Men March tomorrow is about the same time of when on social media it's been scheduled to have this other teen takeover here in Millennium Park. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. It's also not going to be great weather. And normally these things tend to be a little bit larger when it's nicer weather out. So we shall see.
All right. Elizabeth Matthew there live for us in Chicago. Elizabeth, thanks so much. Have a good weekend.